Hey, everybody, this is Zach Albers, owner and broker of Albers Real Estate Group. Today, I wanted to make a quick video going over the average or example of costs that a buyer would need um, to pay for out of pocket when they're looking at buying a house. I get asked a lot, I want to buy a house. I've got 5,000 or 10,000 or $20,000 saved up. How much do I need? Um, so this is something we do when we do an initial buyer consultation. We sit down with somebody looking to buy. We go over a bunch of questions, find out what they're looking for, find out what best fits them, and we go over this estimate of buyer costs. So the way this works is, and of course, all these numbers are going to be primarily geared towards Southwest Missouri because that's where we are doing business, but it gives you an idea. Say a client wanted to buy a $300,000 house here around here, that'll get you a pretty nice 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage home. Um, so if they're doing an FHA loan, that 3.5% down is going to be $10,500. Um, and so a lot of people realize that they need a down payment. Some people know that FHA is a 3.5%. Some people don't. Um, but this number is important because the down payment typically cannot be offset in government-backed loans and conventional loans. There are some exceptions to that, but typically, like with FHA, you need 3.5% down in cold hard cash. Um, what people don't understand always or anticipate is closing costs. And so I usually have this conversation with people pretty quickly. And these closing costs can be quite a bit. And it's just something that most people don't realize. So we like to go over those and what that is. Uh, so I'm just going to give a quick summary of what each of these are. So title company fees. Um, this is your title insurance, things like that. Roughly around here costs you maybe $600. Property tax and insurance escrows. Lenders typically make you pre-fund your escrow account and put property taxes and insurance in there. I estimated like a full 12 months, but sometimes it's only 6 or whatever it may be. It depends on the lender. But for this scenario, we do 12 months. I like to do kind of worst case scenario. Here's what you need. Um, Lender origination fee. This is what the fee that a lender charges you to just do the loan for you. This is how they make money. One of the several ways they make money. Local lenders will always be on the lower end of this, $850 to $1,200, $1,300. National lenders can be substantially higher, $3,000 or $4,000 just to do the loan. So that's something you need to pay attention to when you're shopping rates. It's not just the rate, but how much are they charging you here? Because this comes right off the top. Appraisal fee, $650. And then inspections. A lot of people choose to pay for inspections out of pocket. But in this scenario, we're going to assume that they need that covered at closing. So that's another $500. Um, and so they're going to need all of this on top of this 10,500. Then you'll see here we have this buyer's agent's commission of 3%. I know there's lots of various discussion with the National Association of Realtors, lawsuits and settlements and all of that stuff. But typically I like to put this on here so they can understand that a buyer is responsible for that unless there's a cooperative commission agreement or it's negotiated in. So that being said, we're talking about, about $6,150. So you can see here, we can do what's called a concession with an FHA loan that's max of 6% of the purchase price. So we're well under that. But we can have the seller cover all this stuff for us. 6,100, I like to round up a little bit, make sure we're safe. So 6,500 in Missouri contracts, it's up to. And then with buyer's agent's commission, we can negotiate that in as well. Usually, again, there's a cooperative commission offered, or we just write it into the contract that the seller is responsible for paying for it, and then they can respond however they so choose to do that. And again, the 3% is negotiable. That's our charge. That's what I charge. But other agents charge different amounts. But that's typically what we feel like we're worth to you. So all that being said, if you did not have the concession or this buyer's agent's commission paid for by the listing brokerage, you're talking about $25,000 that would be needed at closing. However, getting that included and that included, we can typically get somebody into a house using an FHA loan for just the 3.5% down. So the cash needed would be 10,500, and then we can get you the correct inspections, appraisal, go through the whole process, and get you in a new home for that amount. If you have any questions, you are free to comment on these videos below. Ask anything you want. We'll try to address them in another video. Um, and if you've got any comments, feel free to share those. And please like and share our video and our channel. We would appreciate it. Thank you.